Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 4 November 2021, Thursday night, 9 o'clock, Thursday of moving week. It's pretty busy, but we're having a nice sale anyway. A bit of a truncated version, only 30 items in this evening's sale. That used to be a full-size sale, but as things have grown, that'd be a small one. Before we get into the meat of the sale, a little bit of housekeeping. First up, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I will post them on the screen for you in just a moment. They're also going to be reprinted in the description underneath this video. Also in the description, you will see 3 links to previous videos on the channel. The first is to my Primer for Buyers video. That's a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale. Please watch that if you are new. It will help things go smoothly if you know what's in it. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. That explains how this weekly sales event works for the consignor. If you're interested in moving some of your collection along with no muss, no fuss, just send me some knives and wait for money to show up in your PayPal account. Watch that video. The third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. And then at the very bottom of the description, after the 3 links, after the terms, you will see the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps and pricing. As always, the number to the left of the slash in the price column is your as shown price. Number to the right, as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. There will be no next day sharpening this week. I'm moving. So if you buy a knife to be sharpened, it will ship in about 4 weeks. That is it for the housekeeping. Let's get the terms up on the screen. I'll be right back with the sale inventory. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, just 2 leftovers from last week's mega huge sale. The first is from Bastinelli Creations Tactical Art. I believe these are made by Fox Cutlery in Maniago, Italy. The knife we have for you is the Bastinelli Knives Picolomako in stonewashed PVD finish. The knife comes in a nicely folded hunk of Kydex with kind of a, what is that, a neoprene, kind of a synthetic rubber, very durable belt loop with a nice snap, if I can manipulate it. It is a directional snap. Inside that sheath comes a knife. A slick little trailing point with a nice thumb ramp. Beautiful swedge. There's that smoky tumbled PVD. Blade steel on the Picolomako is Bowler N690CO. Blade length is 3 inches. Handle is 4.5 to the ring tail. The scales are removable. I believe these are black canvas micarta. Very sweet little package, and for a ringtail, I really love the ergos. The Picolomako is, I believe, available on the interwebs at your favorite knife dealer for $200. We ran this one last week at $150, didn't sell. Dropped it to $130 on Saturday. It's still here. Somebody gets a deal this week, guys. $120 shipped priority mail. $140 with an Apostle P edge. That is the Bastinelli Picolomako. Next up, From D-Rocket Designs, we have the Blade Show 2021 release of the Oval Moon Swivel knife by Daryl Keston. A pretty cool little knife. Fits smartly in the fifth pocket of your Levi's. Just 2 3/4 inches in closed length, and then it is a swivel opening knife with some rare earth magnets holding it open and closed. There we go. The blade is a fully milled grind, and I believe it is a chisel grind. But I think you can see the ridges of the milling there. Blade steel is M390. 1 13/16 is your blade length on kind of a sheep's foot affair. And then it swings closed. Scales are hard anodized aluminum in a beautiful OD green. Now, the only dealer for these knives currently is Arizona Custom Knives. If you buy one from them brand new, it'll run you $157 shipped. We ran this one last week for $150 shipped priority mail. Didn't sell, dropped it to $135 on Saturday. This week, somebody gets a buy. $120 like it is, $140 with an Apostle P edge. That is the D-Rocket Oval Moon Swivel knife. Next up, this is an interesting little knife. From custom maker Les Adams, a true custom knife maker, and the custom handmade features of this knife will show up on camera, I hope. So it is Les's Gent's front flipper. Comes in a beautiful red suede pouch. A little carbon fiber affair. Beautifully finished. So, as you guys know, I suck at front flippers. Maybe it's better with my left. No, it's not. Anyway, you have a beautifully polished blade of 154 cm stainless steel, 2 9/16 inches in length. It is a liner lock knife with a nice protruding tab to disengage the lock. Man. I can't do a front flipper to save my life. Knife is riding on phosphor bronze washers. Excellent lockup, rock solid. Action is pretty smooth. Look at that. It does flip if I use 2 hands. I believe it is on ball bearings. Yes, it is. There's your lock engagement. Centering is favoring the lock bar side pretty heavily, and it's kind of going to stay there. I don't think you're going to adjust that out. You can see the handmade nature of this knife if you look closely. So Les is generally known for super heavy duty law enforcement knives, but this is a Gent's front flipper. Let's see. Right now, Arizona Custom Knives has these in stock for $275 plus $12 to ship. This one can be yours. $169 like it is, $189 with an Apostle P edge. The Les Adams Custom Gent's front flipper. Next up, I just love, this gives me the warm feeling of like a pot of vegetable soup on a cold winter day. A Kershaw made in the United States of America. And it is an automatic, no less. The Launch 11. A great little EDC sized auto knife. I love the Kershaw in-house maker's mark. Black hard anodized aluminum, kind of a grayish bronzy pivot collar. Button lock auto that has 100% reliability in my experience, and a pointy tip. I almost stuck myself. Black washed CPM 154 blade, kind of a little modified sheep's foot affair. Blade length is 2 7/8. Handle is 3 7/8. Lockup is rock solid. Centering is perfect, and there's that launch action. Condition on this one is like new in the box. This knife is out of stock everywhere at web retailers. When they were available, they ranged from 100 to 110 depending on where you bought them. This one can be yours like new in box, and I'm saying a perfect example. 90 shipped priority mail, even with holiday priority mail rates, which are high, by the way. 110 if you like it with my edge on it. That is the Kershaw Launch 11. Next up, here's an interesting tool from Buck Knives. It is the Bucktool 360. No box with this one, but you do get a beautiful belt pouch and a padded ballistic nylon. Inside is the tool. So it is a stamped handle. It's pretty interesting. Check it out how it opens. Everything swivels. So you got your pliers, you got your secondary pliers, you got your wire cutters. And if I can do this correctly, we'll show you the interior tools. All the tools lock. So there is a combo edge blade, locks open, and then this is your release like a lockback. And then we got some clumpers, I think. Let's see if I can. There is a little chisel or short screwdriver. All the tools lock. Larger screwdriver. Larger yet screwdriver. And let's go to the other side. Sheep's foot serrated. I'm not sure how to get that second one. Let's see. There's a can opener in there. Oh, got to get it back here. I don't know. Anyway, you got stuff. This one is in like new condition with sheath. And I'm not sure what these sold for, brand new, but looking at eBay listings, you're going to be getting a really good deal on this one for a like new in pouch condition. They're usually selling like between 80 and 125 on eBay. This one, 70 bucks like it is, 85. And I sharpened the combo edge blade. That is the Bucktool 360. Next up, got another one from Buck Knives. And check this out. They're kind of going modern on their packaging a little bit. We got a sleeve. We have a flip top box with a magnetic catch, some shredded paper, and a Benchmade kind of pouch there. How about that? Inside the box comes a knife. I'm trying to get this packaging put back together. This is the Buck Paradigm Shift Auto Knife. A beautiful handle. Coyote Tan G10. Sort of a bronze anno set of aluminum bolsters and a bronzed pivot. Looks like a Cerakote deep carry pocket clip. I think you could reverse this to the left side, but it might be hard to operate the knife because it's got a bolster shift opening mechanism. The lock operates like a plunge lock, but it is released by shifting that bolster. I'm not sure I've tried this left-handed. It can be done. It's a little unwieldy, but anyway. So there's your blade. A spear point with an aggressive swedge and S35 VN. And let's see, 3 1/8 is your blade length. 4 7/16 is your handle length. Once it's open, the lockup is totally rock solid. The centering is close, but favors the right side ever so slightly. The action is sweet. Condition on this one is like new in the box. Web pricing on this knife at your favorite retailer is going to be about $1.99. This one can be yours. $165 shipped, priority mail. $185 with an Apostle P edge. That is the Buck Paradigm Shift Automatic. Next up, we've had a few of these lately, but not this model. From Akta Nonwerba ANV Knives, Czech Republic, we have got a little certificate of authenticity. Oh, let's do it in English. Congratulations on purchase of an Akta Nonwerba knife. Assembled signature, inspection signature. This is the ANV Z400 flipper. It's kind of a faux stiletto kind of thing. Flips open nicely on phosphor bronze washers. Got a spear point blade in Sleipner steel, beautifully stonewashed. 4 inches in length. Nice self guard, and I believe those might be a little glow in the dark pips in the self guard. Got a stainless steel liner lock, a reversible deep carry wire pocket clip, rock solid lockup. There is your engagement. Blade centering is, I'm saying perfect on this one. Condition is like new in the box. Pretty slick little deal, I think. Web pricing on these brand new is $122. Most websites you now have to pay tax, maybe a little shipping. Not so when you buy it used from the Apostle P Knife Sale. How about $95 shipped, priority mail, $115 with an Apostle P edge. That is the ANV Z400 flipper. Next up, I've been corrected by my consignor. I believe last time I ran one of these knives, I said Kansept is the brand. Oh, silly me. I used standard English pronunciation. I just love it when the Chinese use English and then spell things wrong and tell us we can't pronounce them. But anyway, Kansept knives. Kansept knives. This model is the Copperhead. Comes in an interesting pouch that I don't think you can carry on your belt, but what the heck. Inside that is the knife. It's the Copperhead. This is the Smoky Mountain Knife Works dealer exclusive in burlap micarta, a right smart looking handle material. It is a phosphor bronze washered flipper that works perfectly. We got a stonewash blade, 154 cm, 3 5/8 inches in length, kind of a hawkbill. Handle length is 4 7/8. Stainless steel liner lock mechanism. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. The centering is dead. Looks like we got a milled titanium clip. Nice flipping action. A lot of weight forward on that blade. Good inertia. And a pretty sweet blade profile. Let's see. This one's like new in the box. These are out of stock. When they were available at Smoky Mountain, they were $100. This one can be yours. $85 shipped, priority mail. $110 with an Apostle P edge. That is the Kansept Copperhead flipper. Put you back in your little pouch. Maybe. Next up, okay, you guys are mostly all aware of my bias against Chinese produced knives, but I gotta say, this is a cool little knife from Artisan Cutlery. And it is the Artisan Cutlery Archaeo, Archaeo. Where did they find that? I don't know. Damascus blade, Paca-wood handle scales, ceramic ball bearing. It's not really, is it a liner lock? It is a liner lock. Pretty cool. So this is a neat little knife, guys. Check it out. That Damascus blade is 2 7/8 inches in length. What would you call that? A modified Warncliffe, sort of? It's pretty cool. The packerwood handle is super nicely finished. Looks like we have a bronze anodized milled titanium pocket clip and backspacer. Nice hidden lanyard post. And the lanyard is interesting on this knife. There's a pin attached at the end. Because what we have here, and you see the locking leaf sort of inside the knife, it doesn't protrude because you don't need to release it. It's a double detent slip joint. So a closed detent and an open detent. And it's rather firm. Takes a little effort to break it loose, but if that's not secure enough for you, you take this little pin and you put it in the hole, and then it's locked. Think the lockup might be solid? I think so. Pretty neat. Flips well, opens and closes positively, and then you got that secondary lock. Very cool. Blade steel is Damascus. Handle is packerwood. The action's beautiful. I'm calling the centering close. I believe it favors the left ever so slightly. Okay, like new in the box. Knife Center has this knife in stock for $100 plus tax. This one can be yours, shipped, priority mail, all in, $85. $105 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Artisan Cutlery Archaeo. Next up, time for a fixed blade from the fixed blade manufacturer extraordinaire, Bark River Knives, Escanaba, Michigan, USA. I think it's been shipped in this box because it's all taped up with glass tape. Comes in a beautifully made leather sheath. Although I will say, unless you break this in to get the cross strap, or to get the bolster inside the sheath, the cross strap's not going to help you much. Anyway, the blade is Mike Stewart's favorite hunting knife profile. In fact, he believes all hunting knives should be trailing points, and here is his interpretation. From the trailing point expert, Mike Stewart, we have a blade fashioned of CPM 154. It's going to be wet and bloody. It needs to be stainless. Blade length is 4 7/16 inches in length. Beautifully convex ground. Got an aluminum bolster with a single guard, polished black canvas micarta handle, and it's the Loveless / Stewart Coke bottle, and it works perfectly. That is a tool, my friends. This is a first production run knife. Backing up that blade, the blade is 4 7/16. The handle's 4.5. Stock looks to be 5/30 seconds, probably. Yeah. Let's see. These are out of stock right now. In this configuration, this knife would have been $229 web dealer pricing. This one can be yours, $175 like it is, $195 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. That is the Bark River Classic Trailing Point. I'm going to put it back in its sheath. All right, next up, guys, from Finch Knives, we have the Finch Runtly, a pretty slick little flipper. Notice how the inside the handle, the flipper and the blade make this cool line. I think that's interesting. We got black satin finished crowned G10. We got the Finch logo inlaid. We got a blade, kind of a truncated cleaver in 154 cm, 2 3/8 inches long, 3 5/16 inch handle, nice efficient blade to handle ratio. This is kind of cool. It is a ball bearing flipper, but it's also got a nail neck. How about that? On both sides. Milled titanium clip, going to be right hand tip up only. Perfect action. Rock solid lockup. Perfect centering. Condition. Like new in the box. These are out of stock currently at web retailers. When they were available, they were $119. This one can be yours. $85 shipped priority mail. $105 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. The Finch Runtly. Next up, my pick for the coolest knife in the sale. Handmade knife by Moki since 1907. Moki, the Japanese maker who has produced knives for Browning, for Spyderco, for Almar. This one comes in a canvas pouch with a belt loop, a snap closure, beautiful glove leather lining, and when you see the knife you're going to know why it's got a glove leather lining. Look at that. Classic Moki design, polished stainless steel handle with a checkerboard pattern of mother of pearl and black lip pearl perfectly inlaid into that handle. The knife is a lockback design with a lanyard hole. I can't even describe how smooth and luxurious that pull is. Satisfying snick on open, rock solid. Oh, so smooth. Centering is very close to perfect. Dimensions on the Moki Serapis: 2 7/16 blade, 3 1/4 handle, VG10 blade steel, mirror polished. What a sweet little gent's knife. Oh. This version of the Serapis with the dual pearl checkerboard inlay runs $185 web pricing. I found them in stock at Knife Center for $185. This one, like new, in box, $140 shipped priority mail, $160 with an Apostle P edge. That is the Moki Serapis. Next up, from Fox Cutlery, Maniago, Italy, we have the Fox Elite folder, and these knives are kind of ubiquitous in the market, but we have the rare smooth white bone. A really cool, another sort of gent's knife, a wine and cheese knife, I guess you'd say. It's the Fox Elite folder. Blade, a super skinny spear point in Bowler N690 CO. Satin bolsters, smooth white bone. Handle scales. Liner lock with some jumping. Works perfectly. It is a pinch open knife. Centering is down the middle. Lockup is rock solid. Blade length 3 inches. Handle 3 7/8. What a nice knife. Let's see. We're going to say condition is like new in the box. Web pricing on these, if you can find one in smooth white bone, is going to run you about $125. This one, $90 shipped priority mail. $110 with an Apostle P edge. That is the Fox Elite folder. Next up, got one from CJRB. This is their model J1904 in burlap micarta. Kind of a larger knife, 4 3/4 inches in closed length. A 3 1/2 inch cleaver style blade in D2, beautifully stonewashed. If you have Chinese fingers, that's a forward finger choil, not so much for an American, I don't think. Stainless steel liner lock mechanism. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. It is a ball bearing pivot. Looks like we got a reversible deep carry tip up pocket clip. Perfect flip in action. What's not to like? Centering is down the middle. I'll say this one's near mint to like new in box. The only reason I'm not saying like new for sure is because I did clean a little tape goo off the blade, so it has been used for something. Web pricing on these brand new is going to run you about 45 bucks. You'll probably have to pay some shipping and some tax on top of that, but this one can be yours for 35 like it is, 55 with an ApostleP edge, the CJRB J1904. Next up, from Boker Plus, we have, who knows what that means, 01BO296. Well, I know what it means. It is a Boker Burnley Kwaiken titanium handle. So stainless steel liner lock titanium scales, tip up right hand pocket clip, IKBS, and sorry, that was me, IKBS flip in action, VG10 blade, 3.5 inches in length, with a 4 13/16 inch handle. Everything's so slim and contained. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. Blade centering is perfect. No blade protrusion from the Kwaiken. Beautiful flip in action. Condition on this one, guys, is going to be near mint in box. Web pricing on these brand new, $172 these days. This one can be yours though, $135 shipped, priority mail, $155 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Boker Plus Burnley Kwaiken TI. Next up, another one from Boker Plus. Comes in a big box. It's a fixed blade, and it's going to come with some paracord, and not installed will be a belt clip that is able to be installed on that there hunk of Kydex. Inside comes the knife. This is the Jesper Voxness designed Boker Plus Bob, B-O-B, Os 8 blade steel, beautifully horizontally hand-rubbed satin finish. The blade stock a full 7 millimeters. That's about 275 thousandths of an inch for you gringos. Gorgeous clip point blade. Now, although the stock is fat, it comes to a nice thin dimension behind the edge. 3 3/4 inches of blade length, 4 inches of handle. This is sort of a brown or a natural linen micarta with red liners. Maybe orange. Yeah, maybe red. You know. Got a nice impact device on the back. Really, really nice in the hand. Condition on this one is like new in the box. Web pricing on these right now at your favorite retailer is going to be about $164, probably plus some tax. Or just buy this one, $135 shipped, priority mail, all in, then $155 with an ApostleP edge. That is the Boker Plus Bob. Next up, SOG, my friends. SOG is making some waves with their new XR lock. This is the Pentagon XR. The Pentagon XR. Nice SOG profile, kind of a modified coffin. Aggressively textured black G10. Reversible deep-ish carry pocket clip. We have a flipper mechanism. It appears to be a Cerakoted spear point. False top edge, but you get about a 1/4 inch of sharpened backside at your tip. Blade steel on this is CTS XHP, and they want us to know that it's cryo CTS XHP. Who would heat treat CTS XHP without cryo quenching? I don't know. Nice fuller down the mid-spine. Blade length is 3 9/16. The handle is 4 3/4. So the XR lock is essentially a Benchmade axis lock. So that XR lock works super well in this knife. Got a little bit of a detent coming back in, so you need to fling it. Studs work great. Flipper works great. Everything works great. Lockup is rock solid. Centering is down the middle. So let's see. I wrote close. Let's see if that looks pretty dead on right now. So let's see, guys. These are at your favorite retailer going to run you $175. This one is like new in the box. Your price $135 like it is, $155 with an Apostle P edge. That is the SOG Pentagon XR. Next up, the classic of classics from the Ontario Knife Company. We have a Rat 1, or an Ontario Model 1. That's the new packaging since 1889. How about that? This one, though, is in Flat Dark Earth G10, not the FRN. Get the 4-way positionable clip. Phosphor bronze washers on this one. Painted D2 blade. There is your lock engagement. It is rock solid. Blade centering is going to be off to the left slightly on this one. Condition like new in the box. You can buy the G10 D2 Rat 1s on Amazon right now for $37, or buy this one because you can't get it in tan. I think all they have is orange. This one is $30 shipped priority mail, $50 with an Apostle P edge. The Ontario Rat 1 G10. Next up, it's time for another Kershaw, proudly made in the USA. This is the 1870 SW BRN Knockout Stonewash blade, brown, hard anodized, aluminum handle. Isn't that a handsome devil? Yeah. The only reason I'm not calling this like new is there's one little shiny spot, like right by my finger. If I can get there it is, right there. So you got your Parkerized deep carry clip, your Parkerized stainless steel subframe lock, brown hard anodized aluminum handle, speed safe spring assist blade in L-Max. Oh, you know, there's one other thing. This knife has been used a little because there's a little microchipping on the edge right through the belly. Nothing a good Apostle P sharpening wouldn't correct. You got a 3 1/8 inch blade, 4 3/4 handle. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. Centering a little off, but very close. So near mint inbox. Oh, my light's playing tricks on me. Let's see. I believe these are discontinued and out of stock, and I couldn't find a price reference on eBay for this coloration and blade steel. So we're gonna do $90 on this one. $90 like it is $115 with an Apostle P edge. That is the Kershaw 1870 SWBRN Knockout in L-Max. Next up, a very cool Spyderco, boys. There's my favorite box in the world. Inside it comes the Spyderco Lil Subhilt plain edge. The smaller version of the Spyderco Valaton, designed by Butch Valaton. The Lil Subhilt is just 4 1/4 inches closed with the satin stainless bolster and subhilt bolster. That beautiful glossy PVD pocket clip, the polished G10, and then there's that Valaton blade with a bit of a compound grind. S30 Visor blade steel. There is your lock engagement. It's rock solid. The centering is pretty much down the middle. Action is beautiful. Condition on this one's going to be near mint and box. There's just some rubs in the satin at the very front of the bolsters. A beautiful example. These are discontinued and out of stock. Last web price reference I could find was 201. Looks like these are trading in completed sold listings between 240 and 280 on eBay. Not so with this one. 190 like it is, 215 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Spyderco little sub-hilt. Next up, a modern classic from the Benchmade Hunt series. It's the OG, the 15080-2 Crooked River full-size variety. Full-size variety, a near 4-inch blade. Some pretty handsome chunks of diamond wood on this one. The natural finished but coated aluminum bolsters, orange pivot collar and backspacer, Parkerized split arrow clip, delicious clip point blade in S30V, rock solid lockup, and not quite a free dropper, but still very sweet action. Blade centering, pretty squared away. Might favor the right ever so slightly. Condition on this one's going to be near mint in box. They're currently out of stock. They might be discontinued. Last price reference I found was $221 MAP pricing. This one can be yours at $185 like it is, $205 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Benchmade 15080-2 Crooked River. Next up, another Benchmade, this one in a blue box. This is the Jared Oser designed 601 Tengu flipper. It is a Gent's modern folder in a black leather pocket slip with white top stitching, which makes sense, doesn't it? Because we have a handle of black and white G10. Very cool how the white G10 has the raised shield and then the black G10 is milled out to accept it. Very cool. It is a ball bearing flipper. Blade steel is CPM 20 CV. A pretty cool Tonto blade. If I sharpened one of these, I would do it to the edge at that secondary grind, kind of like I do Sabenzas. Ball bearing flipper, stainless steel liner lockup is rock solid, flipping action's perfect, as is the centering. Condition on this one's going to be near mint to like new in box. These are available online from your favorite retailer for $187 Benchmade MAP pricing. This one can be yours for $140 like it is, $165 with an Apostle P edge. The Benchmade 601 Tengu. Next up, we got a little out the front automatic from Guardian Tactical. This is the Recon-035 in tan handle with a dark stone washed single edge blade. Look at that. Oh. A metallic tan on the hard anodized aluminum. The dark stone wash is everywhere. I think it's like a DLC black wash. Tip up right hand pocket clipper. Actually, it doesn't fold, but it's on the tail of the handle. Medium button effort. It's not a thumb wrecker. Spear point blade.
Lights left upstairs.
And CPM 154. I need to turn my page. Doggone it. Good. Blade length is 3 3/8. Handle length 4 1/2. So nice and efficient blade to handle ratio for an OTF. It's like new in the box. They are out of stock at every retailer I could find. When they were available, they were $279. This one can be yours for $250 like it is, $270 with an Apostle P edge. The Guardian Tactical Recon 035 OTF. Next up, one from DPX Gear, manufactured by Lion Steel. This is kind of the knife that put DPX Gear on the map. It's the DPX Hest/F mil-spec folding pocket knife. Black G10 scale, aggressively textured. Smoky titanium frame, roto block, deep carry pocket clip that I believe doesn't look like that one wants to flip to the other side. Glass breaker, thumb stud deployment on phosphor bronze, Nyolox blade, a high nitrogen, super nice blade steel. Blade length is 3 1/4. Handle 4 3/8. There's your lock engagement. Lockup is rock solid. Centering is beautiful. Deployment is beautiful as well. Oh, I engaged the roto block by mistake. Condition on this one's going to be near mint in the box. Web pricing on this one is $215 at your favorite retailer if you can find one in Nyolox. Price on this one's going to be $165 like it is. $185 with an Apostle P edge. That is the DPX Hest F mil-spec. Next up, we have one from Andre ADV Tactical. Now, I couldn't really find the name of this knife unless it's the name that is engraved into the handle. The ADV Tanto-C-25, built in 2020. An amazing anode job on this handle. I mean, amazing. Got your roller clip, steel inserted titanium frame lock, big flipper tab, aggressive jimping, super cool blade, N690 from Bowler, 3 7/8 inches in length. Now this is a saber grind, same grind all the way down to the secondary bevel, but it's satin for the last 1/4 inch, and the rest of it is a pretty aggressive bead blast. So yeah, 3 7/8 blade, 5 1/16 handle. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. Flipping action's beautiful on ball bearings. Blade centering is perfect. This is going to be like new in the pouch. I believe my consignor paid $490, maybe $500 for this one. Can be yours. $395 like it is. $420 with an Apostle P edge. That's the ADV Tactical Tanto C25. Next up, we have one from Medford Knife and Tool with the inner box. Now this is the wrong box. This is not a Genesis T in S35VN. It is a Micro Praetorian D2 with the Coyote Tan scale. Tumbled finish. So you've got a 2 3/4 inch blade, a hollow Medford ground in D2. There is your lock engagement. Early but solid, rock solid. Centering, perfect. I don't know if I've ever picked up a Medford that wasn't. Action is Medford. Condition is near mint, wrong box. These are out of stock right now. When they were in stock, they were $600. This one can be yours for $450 like it is. $470 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Micro Praetorian from Medford. Next up, we got another Medford. This one is a Genesis T in CPM 3V with the tumbled PVD finish on the blade. Drop point blade, skull graphics on the handle, and blue ano. This is a gorgeous knife. Look at that handle. Little flamage on the clip, bronzed pivot. There's your drop point blade in 3V. Blade length on the Genesis T, 3 5/16. Handle 4 9/16. If you can hear voices, those are my movers. There's your lock engagement. It is rock solid. Super smooth action. Perfect centering. Condition on this one's going to be near mint to like new in box. These are out of stock. When they were available, these were $920. $920. This one can be yours. $695 like it is. $715 with an Apostle P edge. That's in your inventory as Medford Genesis T Skull. Next up, another one from Medford, and it is another Genesis T. This one in S35 VN tumbled PVD blade, Tonto blade, lightning bolt graphic with violet and bronze anno. This is a cool handle. Come on, focus, baby. Come on, there we go. So it kind of looks gray, but it is violet, and then it fades to a bronze. Just got the tumbled clip on this one. S35 VN Tonto, 3 5/16 blade, 4 9/16 handle. There's your lockup. It is Medford solid. Centering is perfect. Action is Medfordish. Very, very nice. Near mint to like new in box. When this knife was new, it was $710 web retail. Can be yours at $575 like it is. $600 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Medford Genesis T Lightning Bolt. Next up, the Lonely One watch in tonight's sale. This is a Pulsar dive style quartz watch, two-tone finish. We have a friction bezel that goes both ways. We got a mineral crystal. We have a diameter of 38, lug to lug of 43, thickness of 11 millimeters, and a lug width of 20, two-tone bracelet, friction clasp, stamped variety, the Pulsar maker's mark. Conditions quite nice. Got some scuffs from wear. It does hit the ticks, which is pretty cool. But as you can see, the day change does not work correctly. Okay. It does have a screw down crown and 100 meters of water resist. Your price on this one, how about $40? $40 shipped priority mail on the Pulsar two-tone dive style quartz watch. Next up, it's time to head to Titusville. From Great Eastern Cutlery's Acorn series of stainless steel traditional slip joint pocket knives, we have the number 053121 in Sandbar Stag. That is the Sheep's Foot 05 keychain knife. Pretty nice stag on this one, guys. You got your split ring and your leather tag. Single sheep's foot blade in 440C. Patty's potato peeler etch. Got about a 6 pull. Perfect walk and talk. Perfect centering. Condition like new in tube. This one can be yours and might be the nicest example I've had available. $75. $75 like it is. $90 with an Apostle P edge on the GEC Acorn 05 keychain knife. That brings us to the last knife in tonight's sale. Yes, it does, and we're going to end it with a bang. From the Northwoods Knife Company, Ottawa, Tennessee, we have the Big Bay in black linen micarta. It does come with the coin and the slip, and then there's this. Kind of a Barlow style knife on the Great Eastern Cutlery number 78 platform. All steel construction with polished linen micarta. A beautiful clip point blade, 1095 steel. Saber ground with the heat treat scale on the flats. Long pull. Deeply stamped Northwoods Maker's Mark. 3 3/4 inches of close length. Centering is pretty dead. Pull is about a 7. Walk and talk perfect. Just some light slip scuffing in the stainless steel, or not, yeah, the stainless steel bolsters. So it's absolutely near mint in baggy with coin. Your price $295. $295 like it is, $315 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Northwoods Big Bay. And that brings us to the end of another Thursday night knife sale on the Apostle P channel. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now commence to click it.